Hey guys, Funny Guy Timmy here. Wanted to talk about the next upcoming episode for Mr. and Mrs. Stormtrooper. We're pretty much wrapping up the audition process, and then in the next few weeks, we're going to be doing an audition evaluation kind of thing where we just go through all the auditions, pick the right ones, and then hopefully before Christmas, we'll have announcements for the people who got the role. So hopefully that'll be the case. I've listened to most of I've listened to all the auditions, and I'm pretty sure in there we have the talent that we're looking for. There's actually some that's going to be hard to choose between, but the point is that we'll definitely have the characters that we want and definitely have the actors that we need. But I wanted to talk about some recent changes to the kind of layout of the series and some changes to some of the characters. So there are family members in the poster. So there's the Mr. and Mrs. Stormtrooper family, the Stormtrooper family in the poster. And there's Mr. Stormtrooper, Mrs. Stormtrooper, Storm Daughter, Sun Trooper, and Baby Trooper. They're in the poster. But they're not in the premiere episode, the first episode that we recorded, the first episode that we rendered and did. They're not in that one. And since then, we've written a lot, and we decided to, it was mostly my decision, but decided to change the age of Sun Trooper and Storm Daughter, which I always like the name Storm Daughter. Just sounds cool. So we decided to change their age. And the reason was because there was a lot of jokes that I wanted to do that wouldn't make sense with their age. There was a lot of topics that we couldn't really cover at the age that they were. Basically, Sun Trooper and Storm Daughter were basically the same age. And they basically were tag-alongs in all the scripts that I had written. They basically were one went, the other one went as well. And it kind of took away from the variety. I wanted a little bit more variety. So we increased Storm Daughter's age to like 16 or 17. She's around that age. She's mid-teenage years. And I thought that'd be funnier to have elements of raising a teenager in Star Wars. I mean, in all of Star Wars, there's kids and then there's adults. You don't see any teenagers. And if you do see any teenagers, it's just before Anakin kills them. But I wanted to have some jokes in there for that. So that's the reason for the age change between Storm Daughter from the poster and from the original art and from the original scripts to what we have now. So there's going to be some script rewrites there. As far as Sun Trooper, he's essentially stayed the same. His personality is the same. His age has kind of gone up a little bit, but not too much. Essentially still wanted him to be very, very young. I wanted him to essentially get into a lot of mischief and a lot of trouble. However, there was kind of a fine line because I wanted him to do some very odd, weird, quirky stuff as kind of a young boy, kind of the stuff that I did when I was younger, or I knew a lot of kids around that age that did a lot of really goofy, weird stuff. But the fine line is to not make him seem like he's mentally handicapped in any way. So there's kind of a balancing act with that. You want him to seem really goofy and really dumb, but you don't want him to seem like he's disabled in any way. So is that. Baby Trooper is the same. But we've also added some characters that didn't exist before. I'd always thought about the idea, pretty much since script 4, that I would be adding to the family and increasing the number of family members. So the first 3 scripts I think I wrote, it just was Mr. and Mrs. Stormtrooper. And that was it. But then later on, I added the kids. I think there's one that I have that needs to be rewritten where it's him taking care of the kids and she's off doing something. I don't remember what it was. And so then I wrote in 3 kids, and that was kind of the first one that I wrote the kids in. So there wasn't that much development on them. But now there's going to be a lot more there to play with. And then I wanted to add another family member, and so we wrote Mom Trooper. So the idea is, and this is another idea that I'd had for a while, and this was going to be the mother of Mrs. Stormtrooper. Just because I wanted another level of jokes and comedy. So the series, there's about 20 concepts in total. I think it's like 20 outlines, and I think there's like 15 scripts written, and I think there's 5 yet to be either finalized or written. And I think we've really only done one of them, and then we have one more. Also, the episodes are not... The first episode isn't really the first episode. That's my major... If I could change anything, that would be it. It's not the first episode. The one that we're doing now is essentially going to be the first chronological episode, and then we're going to be doing another one shortly after that, which is going to be the second episode, and then the one that was the pilot episode is going to be the actual third episode. It's going to be kind of confusing. Kind of the way how Star Wars was from the beginning. But anyway, so yeah, I just want to talk about that. Give you guys some information, some heads up. I know we don't upload a lot of stuff to this channel, but any information that I'm uploading that just involves Mr. and Mrs. Stormtrooper, I'm going to be posting here. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, like the video and like the new ideas and the new characters that are going to be coming out, or have any thoughts about them, leave them down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe and ask any questions you want. And until next time, peace.